Hey all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the bunker. And I just wanted to share with you guys a project that I have been working on for the past couple months. And that is my own personal Cabinet of Curiosities. Now, if you follow my channel, you know I go to all these oddity shops and sideshow attractions, because I love the old classic Cabinet of Curiosities. Just a cabinet full of oddities and strange things. So I decided I wanted to have my own. Although I don't have like a ton of money to blow on it, I've always tried to avoid spending massive money on collections or things like that. I think that's one of the reasons I started taking pictures, because I was too broke to collect the things I wanted, so I could just take pictures of them or take videos. You know, that way you could basically collect experiences through photos or video. But as far as collecting, I've amassed a few things in here. Let me just show you kind of what I have so far. Now, the cabinet itself I got, I think, for 150 bucks. I found it on Facebook. Facebook. I found it on Facebook. Someone was selling it. Actually, I got it from a guy in Pigeon Forge. It's in pretty good shape. The door opens. None of the glass was broken. This handle here, I need to get that affixed. I gotta find the right size screws. I'm not very handy, so like everything is a big ordeal. But anyway, here's my collection. I've got these this Krampus mouse. I bought this at actually Christy bought this for me at the Oddities convention, as well as the two-headed mouse right here. It's a possum skull. The possum that this belonged to, he was actually got hit by a car, and I tried nursing him back to health. I kept him alive for a couple days, but sadly he passed. I laid his body down in the woods, and I came back months later, and his skeleton was still there, so I decided to keep his skull right there. I forgot where I got this alligator head. I think it was, you know, just some roadside stop in Florida. This other alligator head, this one with the pink mouth, Anna actually got that for me as a present when she visited New Orleans. I got this frog from the taxidermy yard sale I found in Colorado. You know, the kind of the humanized anthropomorphic frog is kind of a classic sideshow or Cabinet of Curiosities thing to have. I don't know what the bottle is or what that liquid is inside. But he's like walking with a cane. I guess it's probably supposed to be liquor or something. It had a label on it, but that has fallen off. So I guess we'll never know what Froggy was drinking. On the top here, some of the other things I got from that taxidermy yard sale. I got this raccoon. And of course, the Carpetbagger. Scarlett, what are you doing? You're not a curiosity. Don't play with those bones. Don't play with those. You're playing, don't play with the bones. This is, of course, a raccoon baculum. It is a baculum of part of the, a bone, a part of the raccoon's anatomy. They were traditionally used as toothpicks down here in the South. This is my Fiji mermaid. I actually ordered this off eBay a long time ago. I wanted a Fiji mermaid so bad, but I was broke. I think I probably spent $10 or $15 on this. It wasn't that expensive. I like it, but the thing is, there's no good way to display it. Like, I don't like to just lay it there. I like the classic Fiji mermaid pose where they got their arms out in front and their head up, because there's just like no good way to display this. I'm gonna find something like to prop it up or something, but I can't figure out what would be a good way to prop it up. So yeah, if you have any suggestions you guys have on any of this stuff, please leave in the comments section. And of course, what would a Cabinet of Curiosities be without jars of fun? These were all created by the Rebel Son, Tyler Garrison, a wrestler I used to manage. That is a baby chick. Got a mouse in here. I understand I have a lot of mice in this this Cabinet of Curiosities. You have to actually change this sometimes, the alcohol. It's like a mixture of alcohol and water, because, you know, the inside fluids do start clouding the water, so you do have to kind of change them periodically to keep them fresh. Here, this one has a bunch of crawfish in it. This is an actual hoodoo doll. given to me by Samuel from the Wormwood Drug Store. Said he actually created it for me to help deal with trolls, so it's all armed and ready. Got the needle right there in the heart. Oh, this little duck, he's one of my favorites. I bought him at the Oddities convention in Chicago, and he's very dapper with his pink bow tie and cowboy hat. Really wanted a haunted doll, and Christy and Anna found this doll here. I don't have any proof that it's haunted, but it sure looks haunted to me. And check this out. Yeah, look what happens when you turn the baby's head. Oh my goodness. She has multiple faces. There's her sleepy face. She has one more face at least. Let's see. Get her to turn her head all the way around. Oh, there we have. There's her sad crying face. Or, I don't know, is it more creepy to have more than one face showing at the same time? Now this is John Dillinger. This was given to me by Eric Erickson, who designs masks. He told me that every collection needed a John Dillinger death mask, which I absolutely believe 100%. Eric actually sculpts mold-a-ramas as well. Some of these he was actually created by him. He sculpts the Upside Down Wonderworks, and also did, for the Third Man Records, did the Jack White guitar and the little record truck up here. This is a screen-used television prop. There is a show called Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. My friend Shane Morton does the special effects for the show. And first time I visited his studio, he gave me this. It is the New Chronomicon. It was in the episode. It's about a show that's like set in hell, like if hell was like a corporation, and the devil decided that he needed to spice up the Necronomicon and make a new version that was like a teenage vampire story. I'm not 100% sure what animal this is. I think it's some sort of chipmunk or squirrel. This also came in the big taxidermy yard sale grab that I got. Cabinets need a lot of little creepy animals. Of course, the creepiest oddity of all is little Edgar here. It's kind of dark. I wanted something to be lit up. I installed these lights right here. I got them at Lowe's. I had them set up like this. See, I kind of like that dirty looking light like that. They're battery powered. They stick on. Fortunately, they didn't stay stuck. They fell off. So I gotta find another way to re-adhere them. I got this Gorilla Tape, which I'm gonna try here in just a second. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, or if there's a better way to handle the lighting situation. I think these two down here still work. Oh, that right there, that's some paws and chupacabra poop from a video I never released. Go to John from Exploration Unknown. Go to Exploration Unknown and look up the chupacabra hunt video and learn more why I have jars of paws and turds. There I'm in the inner sanctum of the bunker right here. I kind of tried to decide to like pick the traditional oddities items to switch over to the actual Cabinet Curiosities and keep maybe the more like touristy stuff in here. Of course, there's probably things that I could move. Oh, look at this up there. You can see that's my collection of stuffed possums. And then that's another piece of the legendary taxidermy yard sale. Little squirrel that sits on the shelf there. I call him Ralph on the shelf. Scarlet, why do you have to mess with everything? Now this mummified possum down here definitely belongs on the Cabinet of Curiosity. This was given to me by Chris Kastner from Backyard Terrors Dinosaur Park and Haunted Attraction. He sealed it in this aquarium full of rock salt. And he did just find, it was found. He found this in his barn, already deceased. And he gave it to me as a gift. This thing is really heavy. I'm thinking it's safe to crack open. It's been in here for several years now. You get a closer look at that. So I think at some point I'm gonna crack open the top here and get the mummified possum out and move him to the Cabinet of Curiosities. What are you chasing, Scarlet? Is it the shadow? You want my shadow? You gonna get my shadow? You rascal. So yeah, this is the bunker where I started filming videos that didn't require me being out and about. This is the pins on the map, all the places that I've visited in the country. This is so awesome right here. This is, my friend Vincent made this. He owns a special effects studio in Burbank. For some reason I've managed to make friends with multiple special effects artists. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, this was going to be used. It was used in a pilot for a television show that was never made. It's a half human, half rat, half possum monster. I got this in Tijuana. My friend Brian gave me this. This is a sign left over from Hillbilly Village, the classic roadside attraction that's no longer there, and in Pigeon Forge. This belonged to my grandmother. She collected Russian nesting dolls, and when she passed, this was the one thing that I wanted from her. It's Gorbachev. My wonderful jackalope there. This was one of the first pieces of taxidermy I'd ever had. This coconut, my grandparents brought it back from Florida. It was an old souvenir. It was in their house forever. Someone sent me this armadillo. This armadillo is like really kind of sketchy. He, you know, armadillos carry leprosy. I don't know if this one carries leprosy, but it's taxidermied. But it's also probably old enough where it carries arsenic as well, which is a good tip with old taxidermy because you don't want to handle it a lot because some of it's treated with just bad chemicals like arsenic that you don't want to get on your skin. This is actually the very first piece of taxidermy I'd ever had. This is Tookie, my squirrel. I literally found her sitting on the end of the curb and next to someone's garbage, and she's missing a nose. She's got a few little rat bites on her, but otherwise she's good. Kind of an unnatural pose for a squirrel with her legs straight out, but she'll always be special to me. Oh yeah, this is the Olmec head that my good friend Adam the Woo gave to me. This is a 3D model of me that is at Gulliver's Gate in New York. If you go to the Gulliver's Gate attraction and look by Stonehenge, you'll see a smaller version of this sitting in the miniature, which is really cool to be part of a roadside attraction. This right here, this is a Carpetbagger plush made by Aaron Fechter, who created Showbiz Pizza's original band, the Rocket Fire Explosion. He actually approached me wanting to make dolls of my likeness. This is the one that he gave me. They're still for sale. If you want to contact him, he's selling them off his website. There was at one point in time when I collected snow globes. You know, I guess it's become the running gag in my videos, the Rosebud. That's freaking shrunken heads from Ripley's. I really like the old school one. I need to read these. I don't know where the water goes. I don't know how the water escapes, but these always need to be refilled. There's David versus Goliath. I love these old style, like, where everything is plastic. I love the David slaying Goliath. I bet somewhere there is like a collection of Bible snow globes like this, and I want them all. If anyone knows where I can find them. Yeah, this is a 3D rendered cartoon someone sent me from Japan. Someone from Japan that didn't speak English sent this file to me. For a while I was just trying to figure out a way to get it printed out, and then RoboHut owns a small private robot collection in the Pacific Northwest. Actually printed this out on his 3D printer and sent it to me. Look at that. It's got the old camcorder I used to have. Another thing I tried collecting at one point was shot glasses, which is kind of funny because I don't even drink anymore. And I just got out. These are the two like most absurd. This is a Babyland shot glass. Absurd. Babyland is where they make Cabbage Patch dolls. So the idea that they have a shot glass in their gift shop is just kind of funny. And then this is from the Los Angeles coroner's office. They have a full gift shop, but they decided that they didn't want to sell shot glasses, so they call this a toothpick holder. So you know, because they decided that maybe it was in poor taste to sell anything alcohol related at the coroner's office. My Fountain of Youth water is getting sorry, Mr. Voodoo Doll. My Fountain of Youth water is getting low. I'm running low. I need to swing by St. Augustine and get me a refill. Oh, one of my prized possessions. I have an actual Zulu coconut from my one trip to Mardi Gras. That's the grand, like the best thing that you could possibly catch that is thrown from parade floats. Some memories there. This is a photo op at the Smoky Mountain Wheel from my very first Carpetbagger meetup. Not too many people showed up, but I appreciate everyone who did, and kept in contact with a lot of people that showed up that very first meetup. Here's, I don't know if you can see, that's a little bit of a reflection. That's me, Adam the Woo, and Odin Von Zero at a Old West photo op in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. My son made this for me, wood carving. He's a good artist. Oh, this duck here. My old office mate at work, he texted me one time. He's like, "Do you want a duck?" And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Thought so." And he like swung by my house with this duck. He just gave it to me. This right here. That's me and Anna. Was it the 6 weeks period that Funtown Mountain was actually open? We got a chance to go and get our Wild West photo op there. This is from a video too. This was a sword swallower. She put the sword, like the kind of the sword pen in her mouth, and drew the 4-leaf clover while the sword was like inside of her guts. And here, let's check in on the carpet fish. Used to be a video poker. It looks like I need to add some water there. The water level's getting a little low, but yeah, I keep a little fish in there. They've been alive for quite a while. Seem to be doing good. I end up having to leave a lot, so I generally feed them with these like time release food pellets. But we just got some tetras and zebras in there, and they hang in there pretty good. It's kind of like my wall of accomplishments here. My 100,000 subscriber YouTube play button. But even more impressive are these three. We have where I added the layer to the world's largest ball of paint. There's an actual sliver of the ball of paint. Here's where I ate that 72-ounce steak in Texas that will forever be my legacy. You know, if you Google Carpetbagger, or at least at one point when you Google Carpetbagger, if you typed in the Carpetbagger in Google, the Carpetbagger steak, it's the first thing that came up. And of course my certificate from the time I stood at the center of the world, and I still don't really understand what happened. Some other various things. Got this right here is one of my prized possessions. This was also going to be made by Shane Morton at Silver Scream Studios in Atlanta. He did the special effects for a viral video called Too Many Cooks that came out a few years back, and this is an actual piece of Smurf's fur that he gifted to me. Oh, this I think is I bought this because I honestly thought it was the dumbest souvenir ever. It's Abe Lincoln's beard. This was a wrestling ring. There's a little figure of me given by Art of Animate Adventures. They also created this wonderful mutton chop battle belt right here. And of course, this meant more to me than the 100,000 subscriber play button. This is my 100,000 subscriber championship belt given to me by my friend Ian. Going through this stuff and seeing like all these little items that I've picked up or things that people have given to me, you know, the friends that I've made along my journeys, it's really cool. Really almost warms my heart when I think about all the awesome people I've met, all the awesome encounters I've had, and warms my heart. I've met some amazing people on my journeys. I'm very, very fortunate. Yeah, if you guys have any tips for me on the Cabinet Curiosity, I'm willing to listen. Like I said, I'm going to try to gorilla tape those lights in there. And I'm going to keep working on collecting little nuggets here and there. And maybe someday we'll have a respectable Cabinet of Curiosities. But I appreciate you guys joining me. Please check out the interactive map in the description to see all the places I've been, all the places where I've got all this stuff right here. And I guess for now, this one's in the bag.